What's up, Dirt Trax viewers? Luke here, bringing you guys another walk around for the 2023 season. This time, I am so excited to bring you a CFMOTO ZFORCE, but this is an all-new ZFORCE. And when I say all new, I actually mean it this time. This is a ZFORCE 800 Trail, but look at it. It's a completely new design. It looks great. This is an excellent looking side-by-side. Definitely every bit as modern as any new side-by-side on the market. They needed this update because the 800 ZFORCE from the past was looking really dated. It looked like an old Razor. This one, if you own this, put this in your front yard. You'll never feel like you're running something that's old and outdated. This looks every bit as modern as anything that's out there now. They've done a great job. Even quality things like the body lines and stuff are really tight on this vehicle. Very, very impressive build quality. This is an impressive side-by-side in initial looks. We haven't driven it yet. What I wanted to do though is, as usual in walk-arounds, I wanted to go around the vehicle, just give you some of the specs and talk about some of its interesting features. We'll start with the motor. This is an 800cc twin. It's a V-twin. Obviously, it's an EFI. They don't give you specifics on it, whether it's like a 798 or is it an actual 800. I don't know. Other than it being an 800 V-twin, they don't give you horsepower numbers, though I can say it's not crazy high. My guess is somewhere around the mid-60s, if that, maybe 62, 63. But it doesn't really need to be that high because this is a 50-inch wide side-by-side. They listed it as 55, but I'm pretty sure that's because the fenders stick out farther than the tires. This is a trail model, hence the name Trail in the name. But it's not designed for your like 80-mile-an-hour high-speed fire road power slides. This is meant for cruising on the trail, more mellow speeds, more reasonable speeds. So the horsepower is going to be more than enough in this, as far as I'm concerned, for what its intended purpose is. And I think that's just fine. It's a smooth motor. It's a V-twin. It sounds good. I think we'll just basically start with some of the mechanics of it and then we'll go into some other things. I do need to say up front though that there are a couple things on this vehicle that are not standard from the factory. So there's the big front bush bar. This is not how it comes from the factory. And then the front and rear windshields, those are not standard from the factory either. The roof, the mirrors, the winch, everything else is. So it's a really well-equipped side-by-side. They've done a great job in terms of features, but those three things are not standard, so just be aware of that. It does come with 14-inch aluminum wheels, which in my opinion are fantastic looking wheels. They've done such a great job. Those are better looking than a lot of other, you know, big manufacturer wheels out there. These blow them out of the water. You've got 26-inch tires that look a lot like a Bighorn 2. They are not a Bighorn 2, they're a copy, but they'll perform just like a Bighorn 2, so that's my expectations from those tires. They look just fine, they're nothing flashy, but I'm sure they'll work just great. You got double arms up front that make 10 inches of travel, double arms out back that make 12 inches of travel. We'll come around the back here, and you've got a very usable, large and very usable cargo box. It has these D-ring attachment points in four corners. It has some extra spots here to tie stuff down. You have an access port to get to the engine. This is a really useful cargo box as far as I can tell. You can put a lot of stuff in here. CFMOTO is going to have extra, you know, cargo things and all kinds of crap to go in here, whatever you want. But if you just want to use it like this, very functional. Out back, the styling continues. It's a great looking side-by-side from there. You got your single exit exhaust in the middle, which looks really cool. 2-inch hitch receivers, takes all standard 2-inch hitch receivers just like your truck uses. Comes with one, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So you don't have to go out and use another one. You can just buy a ball and away you go. One thing I like about this vehicle though, for certain people, not for everybody, but you know, for certain people, it comes with a proper license plate mount right here with a light. Now, it also comes with mirrors and there are turn signals built into all the lights on four corners. So if you live in an area where your side-by-side can be used on the road legally, but you have to have some of those features, this thing's pre-equipped. You don't have to buy anything. It's just ready to go, throw your license plate on and get out there and ride. That's great. Moving around, I guess we'll go to this side because both sides are the same. One thing I really like about this is that it's got like full doors. They call them half doors, but that's only because they don't go all the way up to here. This is a half door. Now we've come to know doors of all different shapes and sizes being named all different things. Some people call half doors that are only in the middle. I would call this a full door without an upper. But it's a great door. It's finished on the inside really nicely. You can see the passenger side over here, like it looks super clean. The handles work good. There's one in the proper spot when you're sitting in it. You don't have to reach up along your chest. It's sitting right here where your hand would be off the steering wheel to release from the inside. The outside is where it should be, just like in a car, and they close tight and they don't rattle. So this is a really, really nice door. They do have weather stripping. I don't know how waterproof or resistant they will be, but they are certainly going to protect you from mud. But if you look at this vehicle, you're not going to have a problem with mud protection. The tires are inside the body. This thing is going to be an extremely clean side-by-side to ride when it's messy out, so that's great. Now inside, oh, one thing I'll point out here. The roof is standard. It's a great looking roof. It even has this little deflector on the back that I think looks really neat. But notice that the roll bar has the channel in it. And this is for integrated things like a full door. So if you possibly, I don't know this for sure, but if you buy a full door, if CFMOTO makes a full door available, it will likely sit right inside this channel. Now this is what a lot of manufacturers are doing now to create a more flush appearance of your accessories, but also to help seal them. So I imagine your windshield, this one sits down inside the channel as well, but if you get a full windshield, I'm willing to bet that it sits right in there as well. And that's a really trick feature. It's something that a lot of the big manufacturers are doing, and it's nice to see a CFMOTO is taking that on as well, so that there's really no downsides to buying a CFMOTO at all. Your intakes are up here, which is exactly where they are on pretty much all side-by-sides these days. One on one side, one on the other with like a lizard skin kind of cover on it. So that's nice. You've got really nice seats. These seats are really nice looking and they are very comfortable. They're perfectly bolstered for a vehicle of this performance level, not overly bolstered, but they're comfortable enough to get in and out of. There's actually a lot of space in here too. So I have more than enough leg room. Let's just see if I'm all the way back. Yeah. I have more than enough leg room here. I'm 6'1" and I'm very comfortable. I have no complaints about the amount of space I've got. Got a tilt steering wheel. Where is the tilter? It's over here somewhere, right there. You got a tilt steering wheel. Your gauge cluster is in the middle of the steering wheel column, just like this right here, and tilts with it. It's not a huge gauge cluster, but it's close enough to you. It's actually surprisingly close to the steering wheel. If you look at this distance, it kind of caught me off guard in the beginning. I wouldn't mind me running with my fingers out or for whatever reason, but because it's so close to you, it actually looks bigger than it really is. It's very easy to read though when I turn the gauge on. All of the numbers are right there. All of the important information is there, and there's nothing that's not here. So I see no reason not to like this gauge. It seems to work really well. Inside, you know, you've got your passenger seat, same as the driver's seat with your passenger grab handle. Look at this. No rattles. It is tight and it is adjustable. I love that. I love a passenger grab handle that doesn't rattle. This one doesn't. You have a storage bin up here. This is where your winch controller plugs in. This does have a 3,500 pound winch with synthetic cable included from the factory. It's pre-mounted. And over here you have another storage container up there. So that's cool. 12 volt outlet in the dash right here. As I said before, this has turn signals. So your turn signal buttons here, you have emergency lights, four-way flashers right here, a horn, your four-wheel drive, two-wheel, four-wheel locked right here. And then you have a flasher button, which flashes your headlights for some reason. A lot of race vehicles have this for letting the guy in front of you know that you want to pass. I'm not really sure why this has it, but there it is, so that's good. And over here is your headlight button, low beam, high beam. And then over here you actually have two throttle modes. So you have normal and sport. And that's really nice, especially for a vehicle that's not designed to be driven crazy hard. Having a normal mode, or you know what you might refer to as an eco mode or a trail mode, that's really nice to mellow out the throttle inputs and just make it a lot less jerky and a lot smoother to ride. And then when you do get on that higher speed section, you flip her to sport and it's going to give you obviously more aggressive power delivery. Probably not more power, but more aggressive power delivery. This has a really, really nice looking steering wheel. I gotta say, that's a nice looking steering wheel. It is rubber coated, but it's not super grippy rubber. It's good. I would ride this with gloves on, but yeah, really nice looking steering wheel. Super performance. And comfortable to hold on to, so that's kind of nice. You have a transmission, high, low, neutral, reverse with park in transmission, so there is no parking brake. That's really nice to see. Not much else to say about the interior here. It is really nicely appointed. You got a little slot here for your phone. Cup holders are down on either side. Another storage slot down here. Nicely appointed. There's these little things in the dash, and I imagine they probably are for a heater at some point if you put a heater in it, but they look like the swivel things that are like in your pickup truck or whatever, but they don't actually do anything. So anyway, yeah, so I mean, there's not a ton more to say about this thing really. It's as far as CFMOTOs go, they have been steadily improving over the years. Every year they seem to make little changes that make them better, but as we all know, our opinion here at Dirt Trax is that The 950 HO is a funny looking side-by-side, and there's things about it we like and things that we don't, but one of the things we really don't love is the rear end look of it. This has a front end that's very similar to the 950. It's not exactly the same, but it's very close, with a proper bed on the back, and they're actually using this body style on some other 950 models as well with the full box, and man, does it ever change how this vehicle looks. It's something that goes from like, I'll ride it, but I don't want people to see it, to I would show this off. I'd be happy to tow this on an open deck trailer and have everybody go through the Tim Hortons drive-through. That would be no problem with me. Cool things about it, I really like this guard right here. That is standard. That's a really cool design feature that just looks really slick. This vehicle does have CVTech clutches, as pretty much all CFMOTOs do. Extremely high quality clutches. These are top of the line clutches. Nothing to you know, feel bad about there. In fact, higher quality than most manufacturers put on their side-by-sides. So that's pretty impressive. Overall, just a really great package for somebody who's looking to get into the side-by-side game, doesn't want to break the bank, wants a vehicle that's trail ready, trailable because it's narrow, and has all the features. You could buy this thing, take it out and ride it all season and have absolutely nothing else you need to do to it. I would definitely add the windshield, but other than that, it doesn't need the front bumper. You know, just the way it is stock is going to be great. And of course, finally, it does come in Canada with CFMOTO's 5-year limited warranty, which is a big deal because that's more warranty than any other manufacturer offers right now. So that's a big plus too when you're buying a CFMOTO. Overall, I will say that the build quality of this vehicle feels definitely more than one notch above anything else I've seen from CFMOTO so far. I hope this is the direction they're going in the future. I know that there's a bunch of models, as I said, that look just like this with this new body and new fit and finish. It's great. Congratulations to CFMOTO. I can't wait to get this out on the trail and really test it to see how well it actually performs. Time will tell. For now, that's what I know about it. That's my first impressions. If you guys like this video, definitely click the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out and it makes sure you don't miss any of our videos. If you want to get updated as soon as a video is released, turn the bell on. And of course, as always, leave comments. You know, what do you think? Do you think this is a good looking side-by-side? Do you think CFMOTO's stepping up their game a little bit? Yeah, so we always like to hear your thoughts. If you have questions, make sure you ask them, and I will do my best to answer them when I do the actual test ride of this vehicle. But for now, that's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.